Hello there, viewers. It's your favorite program, Spiritual Rhapsodies. My name is Elvin Jared, and I'm here again with another wonderful guest. Today is going to be a day of upliftment, and it's going to be a day of great blessings unto you. With me here in the studio, I have an actor, someone who has used his talent to propagate the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ and has been able to touch lives through the gift of acting in drama. I'm talking about Yemi Abubakare. How are you doing, Yemi?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. Thanks for having me.
Good. I know you've been doing some movies lately. You've been acting. Let's roll the tape back a little bit.
Okay.
Just tell me, when did you start acting, doing drama, and how did you start?
Okay. Well, that's a good question. Actually, I've been acting actively for about, I want to say, close to 12, 13 years now.
Now, what brought you into the field of acting? Why didn't you go to choir and all that stuff?
But my passion actually started very early in life, when I was actually in secondary school in Nigeria. I got into, I love, from when I was little, I've always loved entertainment, entertaining, music, movies and things like that.
When you say music, is it singing or what?
Singing, but very early on I realized I don't have a voice.
You don't have a voice
to sing, but so in secondary school, there was a play. Usually in secondary schools they usually have little plays here and there and stuff, and always wanted to try my hands at acting, and I did a little play. I think it was a play about a king and a queen and a prince or something that was supposed to get married to somebody, and things didn't work out, but that was how I got my early start, and it was a success. I was able to perform in front of my colleagues and all the fellow students at school then,
and you got a lot of applause.
I got a lot of applause and things like that.
You became popular in the school.
I became very popular in school. I was like, okay.
Take sweets, biscuits, and people say, oh, that's it. Yeah.
So I really liked it.
Did you get any nickname from that play or anything?
No, I didn't get any nickname. Oh, actually, yeah, I did. I recall now, they actually called me Prince.
Prince?
Because I was,
Wow, and you were feeling cool.
I was feeling cool,
on top of the world.
On top of the world. And
how old were you then?
I would say I was probably 13.
Oh,
yeah, I was 13,
you were a teenager.
I was a teenager, very young, still trying to get my feet.
To find out exactly where your strength
my strength lies and stuff. So
were you involved in sports at that time?
Yes, I was. I ran sprint. No, not sprint. Long distance races. So
coupled with the stage drama. The long distance sprint.
Yes.
It made your profile right.
A little better as well. And actually, also, I do remember now that I did some what we call miming, where you take an artist song and you do your own interpretation of it. So those were little things that I did here and there early on, to kind of get my appetite wet and just get things going, as far as trying to put myself in the spotlight and practice my craft very early on.
Right. So from secondary school, when you finished secondary school, was there any way you started? Was there any avenue for you to continue acting and being involved in drama?
Unfortunately, after I left high school, I came here to the U.S. I did a year at university in Nigeria before I came down to the U.S. And when I came here, I'd set my sights on, well, if I get to the U.S., I know what I'm going to do.
Right.
And then I landed here, and I told my parents I wanted to go to school for theater arts. And you know how Nigerian parents are. No kids of theirs, especially being the only boy in the house, would just come to the United States and say, "Oh, I want to go to school for theater arts." Who does that, right?
Really?
So most African parents want their kids to either be a doctor, a lawyer, or engineer, or architect, or some quote unquote big career and stuff. But so my dream of actually going to school for theater arts was cut short and stuff. So but the fire was still burning. It was still there. I still wanted to. I still had the passion. I still wanted to act, and I have so much passion for being able to interpret things that happen in all walks of life. Different things that happen to different people and things like that, and being able to inspire. I mean, that's what actually inspires me about when I watch movies or when I see things, because I get to see how people live their lives and different things that they that they face in life through somebody else's eyes.
So that inspired you to want to be an actor, at least starting to act out roles.
Exactly.
Did you attend any auditions or any kind of things at that time?
So when I first got here to the U.S., I did go for a couple of auditions, and I guess one thing with the U.S. is I guess you have to be careful, where you go to, because I think my first taste of that, I had gone to an agency because I saw an ad, hey, come audition and stuff, we can be your agent or something, get you into movies and things like that. And I had gone there, and they said, "Oh, we like the profile and things like that, but you have to pay us some amount of money to do this and do that." And being new in the U.S. and still going to school and all that, and I didn't have that kind of money to.
Oh, you give them the reverse gear.
Yeah, so I just kind of backtracked and said, "Okay, I guess maybe it's not time yet."
Right.
Yes.
Do you do drama in your church? Or?
Yes. So my first active way of actually getting back into acting was through church. So I started, there was a drama group at one of the churches I attend, and I, decided to join them and, start to do little skits here and there, for the church and stuff. And I was able to develop my craft from there, to get better.
What did you use to develop your craft? Did you have association with some people? Did you go on the internet, or how were you able to develop part of your craft?
So most of the way I developed myself was I watch a lot of movies, and I follow different actors. When I watch movies, I don't just watch just for the lessons or anything like that, but I watch the way the actors act. On their craft. I watch a lot of behind the scenes and things like that. Just to kind of see how do actors get into the way they get into. And I actually attended some workshops as well. So anything that I could get my hands on to actually better myself, I get my hands on it and just try to watch and try to better myself. And then also to the way I got better was always thrusting myself into any gig I get, whether it's small or little. I just take it on and try to do it as best way that I can, and that's how I
Your parents
got
didn't
better.
allow you to study theater arts in school, so
Yes.
what did you end up studying?
I ended up studying accounting.
Accounting.
Yes.
Someone told me about an accountant. He can never be a friend to a poor man.
I know, right?
Accountants don't work for poor people. They always work for rich people.
Yes.
Because there's nothing a poor man is going to need an accountant
for, right?
Really?
Yeah.
So that means when you work for a rich man, you're a rich man yourself.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
good. So you are going to extend some of those blessings towards.
Oh, absolutely, yes, yes.
Great.
Yes.
Look, folks, I made today an accountant actor. Incidentally, both of them start with A, accountant actor. AC. Good. So when you studied accounting and your passion was in acting, studying accounting, passion being in acting, how were you able to marry both of them?
That's a very good question. I guess acting never left, me. All the while I was going to school and all that, I was always looking for avenues, to get into acting. So while I was in school, if I have exams or, just going through college, if there's an opportunity to do a little something, I just take it on and get on with it. Because by the end of the day, I think if God has given you something, He doesn't expect you to just keep it within yourself and let it die. I mean, think about the parable of the talents and all that.
And you believe acting?
I believe acting is one of the talents God has given to me to share with the world.
Right.
Yes.
And have you been able to do that to some extent? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you featured in some films, movies?
Yes, I have. I've done quite a few movies. More recently, I did a movie called Time Bomb. I did another movie called Caged.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just to name a few.
Right. Hang on, viewers. We'll be back after this break, talking with Yemi Abubakare, accountant and actor. Accountant involved in acting. Accountant with a passion for acting. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
I put myself on a plane. I flew 6,000 miles to come to the USA to come and see you.
No woman talks to me like that.
Too much.
I am not mad. I'm psycho.
Enough! We're not talking about this anymore.
Ellis?
And last one in Venezuela Islands.
Yes. It was a whole 1 month of fun with my best friend.
Yep. I'm the luckiest man in the whole world.
This is Spiritual Rhapsodies with Elvin Jarrett, and I have here in the studios Yemi Abubakare, an accountant with a passion for acting. Well, those are some of the movies you had acted in. I could see you in Caged. You were sort of a mean character there.
Yeah.
But in Time Bomb, there was a shift, a brief shift, for the character. Now, would you tell me how, as an actor, you're able to change the way you perceive the role when you get a script? What are the first things you do?
So when I first get a script, I guess we can talk about Cage. I got the script maybe a week before shoot because the director was coming from the UK, to shoot here in the US, and we're operating on kind of like a short period, to get into things. So, but I got the script about a week, before
a short time.
And what I did was, just went straight into the script, read it all through, get the whole picture of what the movie's going to be all about, and then I start to delve into my role on the script, and then I start to ask questions to the director. Okay, what are you looking to get out of this character? What is the background? What are the things? Because before you get into a role, there's always some things that the character has been through for them to be the way that they are. And those are important questions, to ask. As an actor, what is this person about? When you ask those questions, they're able to, give you feedback. Okay, this is what this person has been through. Maybe this person was from a family that was poor or whatever, and
it helps you to
interpret your
right?
character very well, and then and then you're able to add your own to it as well, just to give the character more form, for lack of a better word.
The character in Caged,
Yes.
that guy was a lunatic, right? When I say lunatic, I mean someone who was deranged and who was obsessed.
Yes.
And he talked about, people getting involved with one another through the social media.
Yes.
And of course, that kind of situation could actually happen.
Yes.
Are you very strong on social media?
Funny thing is, I'm not great on social media.
You're not a social media kind of person?
I'm not a social media kind of person. Contrary to what my role was in Cage. But I think social media is kind of like a blessing and a curse. I think it helps you to connect to people that you can't see or be with. Like, okay, I grew up in Nigeria, right? And now I'm in the U.S. I've had long lost friends that I'm not able to follow anymore because I'm over here in the U.S. But with social media, you're able to I guess go on their timeline to kind of see where things are with them and things like that. But there's the good part of it and then there are bad parts of it. With social media, sometimes it's sometimes you don't see the whole picture.
Yeah.
It's not reality.
Now I'm talking as an actor now.
Mm-hmm.
As an actor, how were you able to bring yourself to be able to interpret that kind of role, seeing the kind of person that character was? I mean, did you need to do any research, or was it just smooth sailing?
It wasn't exactly smooth sailing. So, based on questions I asked, the director and things like that, and I guess from the movie Cage, this character, had been jilted by, his former girlfriend and done wrong.
Yeah.
He'd been done wrong a couple of times, and he was, he felt he needs to get back, to
someone, and he looked for somebody who was, innocent.
Yeah.
Now let me talk about the Time Bomb.
Yes.
Time Bomb. How was Time Bomb, shooting Time Bomb, characterization, and all that stuff?
So that one was a bit heavy for me, and the reason being was that I guess the character had to deal with a lot of emotions, with marriage, with death and things like that, so it was quite heavy, I guess, to begin with. But again, I guess another thing also is when you're getting into movies and stuff, especially Christian drama, you have to put your role into God's hands, because at the end of the day, you have to bring God in, make sure that whatever you're playing on TV doesn't be a reflection of, or happen to you, in real life and things like that.
About negative
bounce back and things like that.
You could have some people feature in one kind of character, and it actually happens in their real life.
And they say art imitates life sometimes, right?
Yeah. So was there any?
So we have to pray heavily and make just to cover yourself, in the blood of Jesus, that whatever you're doing doesn't reflect back on you, especially the negative parts of the role that you're playing.
But we are actors. Don't you feel that as an actor, it's just a profession? It's just something you're doing. Just why do you go down to look at it differently in that way?
I think you absolutely have to do that, especially as a Christian. You really have to put it in God's hands, and not just Christian movies. If you're doing non-Christian movies as well. You know, as a Christian, as a child of God, you need to, you know, put yourself, you know, under, you know, the covering of, you know, the blood of Jesus to make sure that, like I said, whatever you're playing, whatever negative connotations that come with the movie or the role that you're playing does not fall back on you.
Yeah. So that you are immersed and you're strong enough, because when you take up a role, it's like you're entering another territory.
Yes.
You know, trying to pass a message across so that the messenger doesn't get attacked.
Exactly.
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
All right. So how are you able to interpret your role in Time Bomb? Seeing you're married and acting with another lady and things like that, how were you able to interpret?
So I guess being, that's a good question. So with being married and stuff, I mean, I guess there are a lot of different things you deal with, right? You know, you have to deal with, the intimacy part of, because you know, in Time Bomb I played, you know, a husband and things like that, and you have to, you know, make sure that, you're not putting yourself in a position where you are getting attracted.
You had a wedding scene in the
you had a wedding scene and
married all over again.
Married all over again.
Yeah,
and,
right.
You know, so
how does it affect your emotion when you're done acting on the movie set? Do you have emotions towards the person you're acting?
Oh yes. I mean, to make your acting real, right? You have to put your emotions into it. You know. But again, that is where God comes in, right? To, you know, you pray that, hey, God, separate me, the man that's playing this movie, you know, mind, body, and soul, from this character that I'm playing. You know, so even though you are, as a professional, doing, you know, your craft and, you know, putting emotions into what you're doing, you know, you, in your brain, separate art from real life.
So the minute you finish from the movie location, it ends there.
It ends there.
Right there and then.
It ends there.
Whatever emotions is just for the camera.
Just for the camera.
Just for the camera to make it believable.
Exactly.
So when you leave there, you drop it over.
Yes.
Just as you remove your costume, you remove that character.
Yes.
All right. Have you had issues to deal with, you know, maybe somebody seeing you in a movie and, you know, they kind of, you know, talk to you about the movie, accost you on the road, you know, wanting to establish a friendship or relationship with you because of the roles you have played in movies?
I mean, I've, you know, I, you know, meet people all the time, you know, maybe when I go to a church or maybe I go to a public place and, you know, so, oh, I've seen you before. Or,
and have you enjoyed favors from that?
I won't say that. I try not to, you know, use my quote unquote celebrity to get any favors or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's just a job. I mean, just like if I go to work, you know, on my 9 to 5 and stuff. I mean, I don't expect somebody to see me outside and say, "Oh, you work for so and so company. Let me give you, you know, some." Yeah. So I mean, it's a job. It's something that I want to do, and it's just,
so how
that's where it ends.
How are you able to combine your 9 to 5 job with acting?
It's tough. I did actually, being in the U.S., you know, we have to work and we're doing 9 to 5 and things like that. But sometimes, you know, when I have a movie that I have to be in, I can take, you know, a vacation or something, or take a day off here and there, you know, just to accommodate the shooting schedule and things like that. So I try to make it work whichever way that I can. You know, most of the movie shoots that I do are usually on weekends. You know,
how is your wife able to cope with that kind of schedule?
It's tough, I guess, being married as well, because when you're married, you're not just, you know, you don't just, you know, fend for yourself. You know, you have a family, you know, that you're with, and you know you're sharing your life with somebody else and stuff. So you can't just make decisions just because, hey. So I, you know, let my wife know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
You know, I bring her into everything that I'm doing.
Let her know that in this movie I'm going to be somebody else's husband.
I'm going to be somebody else's husband, and
does she frown on it? Say no.
She's actually very supportive of my role, but again, it's tough sometimes when, maybe, I've been working for the past, all throughout the work week, and then on the weekend, I have to go shoot a movie. And movie shoots take the whole day. There are times where, you shoot movies all the way till, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and all that, and it's tough sometimes, but again, I say God has given my wife the grace to be able to, support me and, able to handle everything as we go. Because at the end of the day, it's a service, that I'm providing, or I'm working for God, basically, to put out a message.
Now, let me just find out, why have you decided to be involved in the gospel movie industry? I mean, why did you choose to act more in gospel movies rather than having a wide secularization or something like that?
I think the gospel movies, there's not a lot of attention in the gospel movies, nowadays, or even from time. And I think that we have a long way to go in that regard. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm getting into it, because at the end of the day, we need to preach the gospel. The pastors, go on the pulpit, and preach the whatever best way he can. A singer, would inspire us, by singing and worshiping God, and things like that. But the movies, it brings everything full circle. As far as how people, Christians, deal with things, everyday life and things like that, and being able to marry, the preachings of the gospel with what's happening, in real life, and marrying those two together, and seeing, that on TV and being inspired, to do the right thing, either, to give your life to Christ, or how to live, a Christ-centric life.
Right. Now, how do you see yourself? What dream do you have towards this passion that you have? What dream, say, in the next 5 to 10 years? What is one dream that you have in your heart that you would like to see fulfilled in this area of your calling?
I think, apart from acting, I really want to get into directing as well. I have done a little directing, when I do short skits, for churches and things like that, but my dream is to be able to have a full-length feature movie, gospel movie, that is going to be able to play, not only, just, in the local settings and all that, but it's international, bringing movies to Hollywood, Nollywood, and being out there, because Christian movies don't get that much attention. So my dream is to be able to put movies out there that the masses would come to the movies to come see, and not just they want to just come see a secular movie and all that. We need to put movies out there that would bring souls to Christ. Right. That's the end goal. At the end of the day, to bring souls to Christ.
Right. So it's been Yemi Abubakare talking about his passion and his profession, an accountant with the passion for acting. Hello there, viewers. Thank you for joining us today on Spiritual Rhapsodies. It's Elvin Jarrett, and catch you same time, same station. Don't touch that dial. Yemi, what do you have to say to the person at home watching Spiritual Rhapsodies? Give them the final blessing as we go.
Well, thank you all for watching, and keep God first.
Awesome. Keep God first. And it's me, Elvin Jarrett, telling you that your best years are way ahead of you and not behind you. God bless you.